Hi everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon,
Good morning.
good evening.
Good afternoon.
Yes, whichever time you think it is. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's 1:02. I'm Kayla. I'm with St. Francis Reflections, and I came out today to start doing a monthly veteran cafe for you all. So the veteran cafes I like to hold at some of my accounts, and we do this for all of the veterans in the community, spouses and family members of veterans as well too. Bring whoever you would like. There's no, saying that one person can't come or whatever it might be. I encourage everybody to attend. So, hello. So what I'd like to do is I start doing this monthly with you guys, and I'll try to bring Chandler with me as much as I can. He's on his way up right now. Chandler is our We Honor Veterans coordinator. And for our program, we participate in We Honor Veterans. We are a level 5 partner, and we are the only level 5 partner in Brevard County, and I believe in the state of Florida as well. But what we like to do is we'll come out and we like to provide resources to all of the veterans, provide support, whether that is for emotional support, if you guys would like volunteer services as well. I like to set up things as well too, such as these cafes. We have a Veterans Day event coming up as well where I will be doing ceremony. And in the past, I also came out before, when I first started, we did a Memorial Day service, 9/11 services as well. Anything that is important to you guys, I will definitely schedule it and I will be here for you. So as we are starting this as our first one, I'd like to go around the room and introduce ourselves to everybody here. I know you guys know each other, but I know some of you, not all of you. So we'll go around the room and do some introductions. I have my sign-in sheet going around too, so feel free to sign in just because that helps me remember your names. All right, and then you're going to see a very tall gentleman walk up too. His name is Chandler. Whenever he shows up, if we would just want to play maybe a prank on him, just start clapping, thank God he finally showed up kind of thing. We can always play pranks on him. I'm very easygoing. This can be light and fun. Doesn't have to be serious at all. You're welcome to share as much as you'd like. You don't have to share it all. You don't have to attend every meeting either. This is completely up to you guys, and I tailor it just based on what you guys like, dislike, all of that stuff. So we will go ahead and get started. I'm gonna pick my first victim only because I spoke to him first, Mr. Saunders. If you wanna introduce yourself, maybe tell us a little bit about where you served, what branch you were in, and so forth. I know it was a lot to digest, I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't in the Army or the Navy. I flew airplanes though in commercial, just about everywhere, and then partially went into where the people were needed. We hauled out the, I don't want to say dead, but they hauled out
Critically injured.
the carcasses, and then the wounded were carried out at the front of the airplane.
Picked you, Dad.
He picked you, you're next.
Oh.
During the war, what'd you do?
That's enough.
That's it.
All right,
I
time's
got
up.
in and out. I was in the Army, 2 years active and 1 year National Guard. I only served in Vietnam and Fort Meade, Maryland when I came back.
Okay. And how long did you say? How many years?
Two. Active, yeah.
2 active. Okay. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
The Navy was a third-class boatswain's mate, and boatswain's mate run the ship. We do all coffer damming if we got cracks in the hull and that. Run all the boats, and that was my job. I was a coxswain.
Okay.
I can run anything from 15 foot up to 50.
Oh, wow.
I used landing crafts for Liberty Party. I drove LCVPs, VPs, LCMs, and LCMs are the Cadillac of the landing craft.
Oh boy.
They got twin Cadillac engines in them. used to have a lot of fun with them when it was just me alone.
Oh gosh.
I used to get them, I could get them to run sideways like this, or they could loop around in a circle by having one engine go forward and the other one in reverse.
Oh my goodness.
They were just, I was afraid of them at first.
Well, it doesn't sound like for too long.
No, it was for a while.
Oh.
It was just an experience that I never forget.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
Well, I was in for 4 years, just shy of 4 years,
Okay.
and I've had some good experiences.
Well, very good.
Hi, I'm Karen Bransonberry. I was a Navy nurse. I was in for 17 years. Duty stations were in Southern California.
Oh wow.
I was at Camp Pendleton for 5 years, 29 Palms for 3 years, Long Beach for a year,
Wow.
Naval Hospital San Diego for 6 years, and I can't think where else.
Nope.
Oh, the shipyard.
The shipyard?
Washington?
No,
Oh.
the one in San Diego. I was aboard the USNS Mercy,
Oh
the
wow.
hospital ship.
Oh.
Wow.
So
And you were a nurse? Oh,
I was a Navy nurse.
Navy nurse.
You must have seen a lot, huh?
Yeah,
I bet.
I made lieutenant commander and was up for commander.
Wow. That is amazing. Thank you so much for your service, everything you did. That's a tough job.
Yeah.
John? Job. Yes, John.
May I add, I was on, my first ship was a heavy cruiser, the Albany, and I moved from the Albany to a battleship, USS Wisconsin. It's in the Navy Park down in Norfolk, Virginia. And my last ship for 30 days was the USS Mississippi, another battleship. The Albany and the Mississippi are razor blades today. They're retired.
And North Island. I was at North Island. I became a nurse practitioner in the Navy. I was selected to go to the University of San Diego.
Oh, wow.
And I went there for 2 years and came out as a family nurse practitioner and a pediatric nurse practitioner.
Oh, and how long did you do that?
8 years.
8 years? That's awesome. Well, thank you for everything that you did. Thank you for your
Thank you.
service. Beautiful. That's
Yeah.
hard work.
Yeah.
Hard work day in and day out.
Yeah. Imagine.
I was drafted. I spent 2 years in the Army as then as the military police. Why George Bush to keep these over the safe in the jail if they misbehaved. And I was in Germany for survey. People ask me if I saw any combat. I said yes. I was arresting that guy. The GI and his girlfriend, he be going say he was their brother.
All right. Thank you for your service.
in Teresa, New Mexico, just right outside of El Paso, Texas. Big military town, Fort Bliss there. I served in Army Reserves, and I was in Desert Storm back in 1990 and 91. And I was attached to the 2nd Armored Division, which was General Patton's old division, tank division. And they're now no longer in Europe, they're in Fort Hood, Texas. And I was frontline combat refuel for the tanks and gunship helicopters and all that. So what we did was
Tough job.
what we did. I carried 5,000 gallons of jet fuel behind me in a combat zone. It was.
Oh,
It was.
that's
if you guys
tricky.
You could have been a meteor.
As far as wars went, that was, pretty successful. My unit didn't lose anybody. I think we lost 187 total, during the entire operation. It was hot over there, very hot. In the shade, it was 120 on days,
Oh my.
We were always jealous of you Air Force guys, 'cause they had blow-up tents with air conditioners and all that. In the Army, if we wanted air conditioning, we rolled up the sides of our tents. Let the wind blow through.
Take turns fanning yourself.
Oh my goodness.
But it was quite an experience. I was, happy to take part in that part of history. I think it was an important operation that we did. Plus, we had a whole bunch of equipment that had never been used that was about to be retired, and they figured out this stuff's pretty good. The A1 tank had never been used in combat. The A10 Warthog, those were the A10 was about to be retired.
Wow,
And
that's
we
still
had a
around,
whole-
isn't it?
Yeah, still around.
National
And we
Guard,
saw
yeah.
one that had almost 3/4 of its wing blown off, and it still flew home. It flew back to base. Put a new wing on, and it was back up in service. It was something to see back then. And I'm sure some of you guys can relate. Just the nature of being in
Certainly.
those certain situations.
Well, we appreciate your service.
Yes, thank you for your
And
service.
I'd like to accommodate my dad too. He was an airborne ranger. He served in 101st and the 82nd, mostly 82nd Airborne. And he passed 4 years ago, so 4.5 years ago. So I'd like to commend his service as well.
We appreciate his service.
Thank you, Jamie.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Right.
I spent 2 years in the Navy on 2 aircraft carriers, the Randolph and the Kearsarge. And my duty, believe it or not, was refrigeration and air conditioning. And
Jamie needed you.
the most scary thing I had was not combat, because I got caught up in the North Atlantic on one of those severe storms, but the water flight actually went over the flight deck of the aircraft carrier.
I believe it.
And the props cavitated like on smaller boats. That was quite scary. And fortunately, I came out unharmed, and I've had a good life all my life. So you guys enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your service.
What's that?
Water spray over the flight deck.
Over the flight deck. Yes.
I was on the 011 deck
Okay.
on the
That's same
battleship. The whole front of the bow went down, right over the bridge.
thing. Yeah. Well,
Then the wash came up and hit me up on the 011 deck.
the
And
two
a
escorts
heavy
that
storm,
we
yeah.
had were 2 destroyers,
Yeah.
and you heard them
They're
over,
they're like
over
corpse.
1, down 2. We totally would lose the 2 aircraft, 2 destroyers,
Yeah.
and then they'd come up.
Yeah. Like,
I'm a retired Army officer, was 28 years in the Army. I don't have any war stories because what I was involved with is a long distance radio circuits that connected all of the major commands around the world. And this system, the network of radios, high-frequency radios, later was modified, and when satellites came in, they sort of took over because they were much more efficient on the channels. And what we did back in 1953, 55, later was modified and polished and added to and became what we know as a network. What's the word? What we use the phones for now.
Communication?
When we talk to each other, what do we call that?
Communication.
Yeah, but what?
Walkie-talkie.
What?
Walkie-talkie?
No.
Transmitting.
It's a small world. I worked on Tetris.
Oh.
The internet. Yay!
Hey! Can I quit now, Mom?
Yes.
You've been to the Seychelles? Pardon? Seychelles? No. No, in the Atlantic Ocean or in the Indian Ocean? No. That's where one of your stations were. Yeah. That wasn't the major station, though. No, not out there. that was no man's land. Yeah. But the Army, in summary, the Army was very good to us and the family.
I think you have to share with everybody here.
I graduated West Point.
What's your full rank?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a retired full colonel, and I was very honored and privileged to have the experience of being a West Point graduate in 1952.
I was air traffic controller for a little over 20 years in the Air Force. Oh. And went to air traffic control school, FAA graduate in 1962 at Keesler in Mississippi. And I went from there to a SAC base out in Oklahoma, Burns Flat, and it was called Clinton Sherman. And from there I went to, I got married in between there, and I went to Japan, to Okinawa, Kadena Air Force Base, and was there for about 2.5 years. And came back, went to, I don't know where I went to. Anyway, ended up going to,
That's okay.
a lot of years.
That's one of the reasons I'm here. I went to Selfridge in Detroit.
Ah.
I was there for a little over a year, and I went up to Phelps College Municipal in Alpena, Michigan.
Nice.
And went to Benoit, Vietnam for a year. And I went to Patrick after that. I was at Patrick for a long time. And then I went to upstate New York to a headquarters, air traffic control headquarters in
Buffalo.
Pardon?
In Buffalo. Buffalo.
No.
Rochester.
No. It was down the road a bit.
Niagara Falls.
Anyway, I was there for quite a while, and then I retired and moved to Florida, and I stayed a controller and worked up at the Space Center for about 17 years.
Wow.
And I did different jobs there. And anyway, it was a really interesting career. I loved it. And it was one of the few things in life that I was any good at.
That's a good thing. Thank you for sharing.
Question.
Thank you.
Have you found any interest in this, the show that's on television now, the air disasters? Have you seen that at all?
I watch that show all the time.
Yeah.
Scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, doesn't it? I wasn't there.
It's your turn, sir.
Are we talking about Boy Scouts now too?
Yes, Boy Scouts.
Well, when I got out of high school, I decided that I would do something special, and I joined the Air Force. And after I'd gone through basic training, I was sent to, asked if I wanted to join a new organization called Communications Security Service. It was top secret. And it was brand new, and we monitored the airways military of everybody's worldwide. It was a top secret deal, and it was sort of interesting because when I went home for leave, everybody thought I'd done something, I was a criminal or something, because everybody in the neighborhood had been asked about me to see if I was okay. I served 3 years, and at the end of my 3 years, I was a tech sergeant, and they offered to, if I would re-enlist, they'd make me a captain. And they'd send me to college and pay all my expenses. And said I took out discharge and got out of the service and made my own way.
Congratulations. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
I went in the Army in 1968, and I knew they were going to draft me because I left college after 2 years. I got tired of studying, and I said, my father said, well, you're going to go in the Army probably. I said, so what? So I went up to the draft board and talked to them, and eventually I said, I think I'll enlist. So I enlisted for 4 years, and I went into Army Security Agency. And after about 6 months worth of schooling up in New England, they shipped me off to Germany. And I was stationed on the East German border in a house that was the last house before East Germany. If you were to drive the Autobahn from Frankfurt to Berlin, right where it crossed East and West Germany, I was about 5 miles north of that point. So actually middle of nowhere in Germany. But I was in Army Security. We were a spy unit, and we had a 300-foot tower built within the elm forest, which was 10 miles east to west and 5 miles north to south. That many trees, the only thing it had in there was elms. So the United States built a 300-foot tower about 3 miles away from the border. And so the East Germans, because of the height of the trees, East Germany couldn't see the tower. So we intercepted communication from all of the troops Russian troops that were on the East German border all the way back into Poland.
Anything?
What forest was it in?
Which forest?
Yeah,
It was called the Elm Forest. That's what they called it. Yeah, it was predominantly elm trees. Some of them were, I don't know, the highest ones were like 70, 80 feet. But
I know this is off topic, but is this where you got your fascination for trees?
yes,
That's what I thought.
yeah,
All
there were a
right.
lot of trees over there.
Aha.
I'm the veteran coordinator, so she wants me to talk a little bit about what I do and what our We Honor Veterans program is. So basically, what the program is it's a program that was started by the National Hospice and Palliative Care organization, which is like the national standard that all hospices follow. And they created like a level system, and it's just to encourage hospices to get more involved with the veteran community, which is awesome. And it's level 1 through 5, 5 being the top, and they have all these criteria that you have to meet and everything. Well, St. Francis was the first level 5 in Brevard County. Out of all the hospices, there's some that are not level 5s. We're still level 5. I just submitted our application for this year. Fairly confident we're going to be a level 5 again because we go above and beyond. We'd probably be a level 10 if they let us. But it's the program is a 2-piece program. It's partially community engagement. So I spend the majority of my time kind of doing this. We go out to all the different assisted and independent living facilities. We have vet cafes at 20 plus facilities probably, also other community partners. But we also go into the Veterans Memorial Center, the Military Officers Association, the Legions, the VFWs. Every branch has a league or an association, the Marine Corps League, the Navy League, the Space Force Association. And we just get involved and see where they need help, where we need sponsorships. We participate with the National Veteran Homeless Support, which has reduced veteran homelessness by almost 90% in Brevard County. We participate with JROTC programs, trying to foster the next generation, make them successful and go on to continue the legacy that you gentlemen have set. And so we're really proud of that. But then on our actual services as well, when we get veterans on our service, we want to make sure that we're honoring them. We have special ceremonies for all the veterans on our service. And then we've got, our social workers are trained to help veterans, and we've got relationships with the DAV to help with benefits and things like that. So we're 25% of our patients are veterans on our service, which, if you know, Brevard County has one of the highest percentages of veterans per capita, but even Brevard County is about 11% veterans. Nationwide, it's like 2% of the population's a veteran. On our service, 25% are veterans, because we take care of them, and they literally hired me full-time Navy corpsman to make sure that we're taking care of our veterans appropriately. So that's what we do. That's what our We Honor Veterans program is. And but yeah, 90% of it is me coming out here and hanging out with you guys and having a good time like we just did. So, which next month, every November, there's this really big holiday that we celebrate. The Marine Corps birthday. Oh, wait, sorry. Veterans Day. So, and I was with the Marines for 10 years, and if you know anything about the Marines, their birthday is really important to them. But Veterans Day is the day after the Marine Corps birthday, and we try to do something special on Veterans Day. So I'll probably be back. Definitely someone will be back. If it's not me, we have speakers from the Military Officers Association. Maybe two of us. Maybe I'll come and one of them will come, and we'll come do probably something a little bit more formal. Since it's Veterans Day, you guys who've been in the military know you can't escape a good ceremony. But I'll try not to make you stand at attention for the ceremony. So.
All right. Well, I believe we're coming back on the 6th next month. That's when we're going to do our Veterans Day ceremony for you guys. So I'll keep in touch with Miss Evelyn. We will figure out, for the next month as well for our Veterans Cafe. But thank you guys so much for coming out to the first one. I hope to see you guys again next month. And I'm gonna pass out some things as you guys are kind of heading over to the next event. I have some desk calendars and I have a bag as well. I didn't bring enough desk calendars, but I will bring more next month if anyone else wants one and doesn't get one. All right, thanks guys.